how I priced my haircuts to get to 150 bucks, and 3 things that you have to know, or 3 things that you got to learn from this. The first thing I really learned about this is that, first of all, location doesn't matter, does and does not matter. I grew up in Sacramento, California. Okay, this is not like a place that is well known for like high. I mean, when I was cutting hair there, the person that charged the most at the time when I first started cutting there was 40 bucks, and then 3 years later, I was charging the most at 150. Right? I don't know who charges the most there. Now I live in LA and I'm also retired from cutting hair. So, you know, if you follow these principles of how to price your haircut and run your business, you can leave the industry eventually. It does not matter. The thing that I learned was like, because I'm very prescient on why location doesn't matter, right? But I was also under the impression, and it was a very true fact for me when I was at 16 bucks a cut and back in 2016 making 2-3K a month. And the one thing looking back and reflecting on that, the reason why it matters is because it matters dependent on how the barber is running the business. So back in 2016, when I was cutting hair in the barbershop, I was basically taking walk-ins, doing all referral based. I remember doing like fucking back to school specials. I remember fucking doing discounted haircuts. So like you bring your friend in, he gets this amount. I even remember doing like grandfathering in pricing at some point in time, right? Because I went up on my prices. I was like, oh, but all my OG clients, you guys can stay at this price, and kind of like trying to help people out at that point in time, right? Again, too, these are terrible business practices, because in order to scale a business, you need to be able to get new clients, and especially in a business like barbering, what I learned was, you know, not everybody is going to pay 150 bucks for a haircut. Eventually, I learned that, right? And it was very crazy for me to think that somebody who was charging 20 bucks for is going to stay with me and level themselves up at the same exact time, income-wise, to be able to match me and still have like have a decent income level to continually come 1 or 2 weeks, every week or 2 weeks or every 4 weeks to get a haircut from me. Like, that's just not how life works. People are not going to like be like, oh my God, you're going to go up in your haircut price. I need to get that promotion too. For this, location did matter because I didn't understand how to increase my clientele at a higher price point, or get new clients at a higher price point. And the only way I was getting new clients was based on walk-in traffic, referral based, and discount things, right? Or even promotions. Now, all of these things are great to start a business, but when you look at these people, and if you ever tried this in your business, you'll know these are not the people that are going to be paying you high prices, because again, they're coming in for discounts. They're staying with you for a discount. And typically people who are doing walk-ins are typically people who shop jump, right? They go from shop to shop. They're not somebody who finds a barber and sticks with them. I mean, like, the other cases, absolutely. But these are also not people who are on the hunt to pay 150 bucks. They're on the hunt for a good deal. And you just happen to be that good deal, which kind of sucks in the moment, but it makes you realize, okay, cool, I don't want to be the good deal anymore. I need to start running my business differently. Now, on the flip side, it does not matter when you understand how to run your business and generate new higher paying clients at that higher price point. Because again, too, when you are not dependent on at least those typical models, hell, even like just, I mean, I know a lot of barbers are posting on social media, even posting like a couple posts every single day, not every single day, but every single week is not going to cut it at this moment in time. Like, the media platforms are so much more advanced. Client conversion rates have like dropped on just content in general. And you have to be a lot savvier on understanding how to generate new clients into your business. Am I saying that location doesn't matter? I mean, like, look, if you're going to be cutting hair in like Wyoming, charging 400 bucks, are you going to get a haircut like, or fully booked out clientele at that price point? Probably not. When you can go ahead and widen your clientele pool, instead of just worrying about the people who are doing the walk-in traffic, the referral traffic, the word of mouth traffic, think of how far that reach goes. It doesn't fucking go that far. It probably has a width of about 5 to 10 mile radius of where you're currently located at. And that's maybe like 15 at most, right? You have like some distant family members that they come in contact with, but you really don't break outside of that threshold. And this is why a lot of barbers are not only, one, capped at what they can charge, right? And also, two, think that they can't charge anymore due to their city, when in fact it is all dependent on how they're running their business. Now, again, too, when I was up to charging 150 bucks a haircut, the major switch that was for me that I learned was I'm getting clients that are like not 5 to 10 mile radius in my city, but a 5 to 10 hour radius from my city. Hell, even longer, even like 5 to 10 hour in terms of like plane ride, right? It could be as simple as like somebody getting a plane ticket. Again, I said this story before. I used to have a client that would drive 4 hours almost every 3 weeks to get a haircut. And by the way, it wasn't a haircut that I was like skilled at. Curl sponge on top, burst fade. And he was paying me about 150, 180 bucks a cut with the beard, right? And he would drive 4 hours from like Fresno or somewhere down in SoCal to come up to Sacramento, California. And it blew me away every single time, because every single time I was like, what a fucking dumbass I was, thinking that location really mattered when I was the problem. Me as the business owner was the problem, not the business, right? Not the clientele, right? The clientele was a byproduct of what I was producing inside the business. And I had to change the way I was running the business to produce different clientele. In your core city, are there really clients that are going to pay you 150 bucks at a fully built out clientele, 120 plus haircuts or clients per month? Majority, more than likely, even in LA, probably not. I've also heard a lot of barbers like think that they can't charge a certain amount in a barbershop or a garage. Now, for myself, I never charge a high price in the garage. So I can't speak on this from a place of I, but I can speak of it on a place of like what I've been able to help a barbers do that would work inside the EM program, like South Bay Chris. So what I used to think of like when I was cutting a hair in my like parents' house and like unlicensed and shit like that, is that I had to go into a barbershop, right? I had to be legit in order to charge more and get more clients for clients to take me seriously. When in fact, that is like the complete opposite truth. Really, clients respect somebody who runs their business properly, right? And clients don't care if it's in a barbershop, a solo studio, or in a garage. South Bay Chris, for instance, who I work with in the Innovative Mentorship Program, obviously he's up to charging $150 a cut. I started working with him when he was only charging 30 bucks a cut, making $4K a month. This kid now is in the same garage, his parents' garage, charging $150 a cut. And I've been there to get my beard done. It's just a regular garage, right? He's cleaned it out, but it's nothing like he didn't deck it out. It's like you still have the garage doors. There's some wood panels and stuff like that there. Like it's just a garage with a barber chair in there, right? And some lights. And that's about it. And this kid makes $20K a month just from that. Where most people who, again, to my thinking was, once I get into a barbershop, that's when I can charge the higher prices and that's when I can make more money. Yet when you go into the practice of it, you're fucking blindsided by and backhanded by the game. And I came to realize like, fuck, this was actually not it. Actually, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in the business, right? I had no fucking clue. I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go in the barbershop, everything's gonna work out. And nothing happened to where it worked out for me. It just happened. Like all I got was a fuck ton of clients, overbooked, and sure, I'm making more money, but I'm overworked now and kind of hate my life because this is all I'm doing, right? So again, it's all dependent on how you run your business. I've seen guys in barbershops who only make $2K a month and guys in garages make upwards of $20K per month. In fact, I was one of those guys in the barbershop only making $2K a month, right? And so when you kind of flip this on its head, you kind of, at least for me, it's like, wow, okay, all that really comes down to is how is the barber running their business at scale? What are the core things that matter? Can they get new clients at higher price points? Can they convert on new clients at higher price points? And then can they continue to grow the business at the higher price point? If yes, they should have no problem getting new clients, and location does not matter. If no, if they can't get new clients at higher price points, if they can't continually grow the business and grow their income at a higher price point, if they can't continue to convert on new higher paying clients outside of their jurisdiction of 5 to 10 mile radius at higher price points, then yes, location does matter. The second thing I figured out was that being booked out did not matter whatsoever, right? Now I've been on both sides of the scale. I've been booked out and I've been not booked out, both at both levels, meaning like high level of that 150 and lower levels at like 16 bucks was the lowest I was ever charging in a barbershop, right? And you can even say like 10 bucks if I was cutting in the garage, but I'm not going to count that right now. Now, I think a lot of, for me, I don't know where this idea started of like, oh, you have to be booked out to be able to raise prices, or like this booked out rule of like, you have to be booked out for so long. But I just remember, I don't know if it started in barber school, or I remember the first shop I was in, like the OG, the guy who just, I don't even want to fucking call him an OG. He was just a guy that had been cutting hair for a while there, right? He had been cutting hair for a while. And I think he just said, "Oh, we can't raise prices, or we can't charge higher prices because like we can't do that until we're booked out. We have a high demand, and then when we have a high demand, we can raise prices up." And to honestly, ignorant young boy like myself, ignorant young lad, I thought that made sense. Oh yeah, we just need to get fucking booked out, and then we can go up on our prices. Yet, we stayed at $16 for 2 fucking years. So then the question becomes, why the fuck do we need to worry about being booked out? We were booked out for well over 2 years, right? Why the fuck do we need to wait on being booked out to go up? Because that's not the answer. And by the way, we only went by $4, $20, and nothing in the business really changed. I was still only making 2 or 3K a month. It really didn't make that much of a difference. The only thing that matters, again, too, is can the business, can the barber get clients at a higher price point, right? Because understand this. If you can get clients right now, a fully booked out clientele, and have full confidence in the way you can generate clients at $200 over the next 30 days, what's stopping you from just charging that right now then? Nothing. And you can't say, because I already know a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to do this to my clients. If you could charge $200 tomorrow, and over the next 30 days, you had a fully booked out clientele, brand new clientele, I don't think anybody in their right goddamn mind would say no to that. To be quite honest, everybody's going to be like, yep, absolutely, right? So based off that, the only thing that is holding anyone back, and the only thing that held me back until I actually started applying this, was the fact that what I was doing to get new clients would not handle at a higher level. It would not handle the business and generate clients at a higher level, at a higher price. It just wouldn't. Like, I did not have confidence at $20 to get new clients at $40. And if I told you I was confident, I would be lying, right? Because there's no way in hell that I could say confidently, yeah, I can charge $40 when I was starting 20. I can charge $40 tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a fully booked out clientele. I would have shit the bed. It would have been totally a guess. It would have been like this Russian roulette type of thing. And when I think of like barbers will actually do this, that from what when I talk to them on any call, a lot of barbers just kind of do this ego raising thing, right? They'll raise prices up, like playing Russian roulette, and just being like, well, I didn't get killed this time. Oh, didn't get killed this time. Oh, didn't get killed this time, right? And it's like, it only takes one fucking time, right? And if you really want to play with your business like that, try. Because I think all of us know somebody who's made that mistake before, because they did not know how to get new clients at a higher price point. And now you look at their business, their income tanked, their new clients dried up, their old clients left them for somebody cheaper, and they're left going, man, these clients, man, I can't charge this in this city. I got to go somewhere like LA. When it's like, you are the problem. The way you are running your business is the problem of why your clientele vanished. Your dumb decisions are the reason why you don't have a clientele right now. And I think when barbers start understanding that factor in it, I think a lot of people will stop like trying to raise prices up so aggressively for no goddamn reason, and will actually start thinking, okay, cool. Do I actually have a business, or do I just have a hustle that I feel so egotistically entitled to that I feel like I'm worth more and you should pay me more because I've been to a fucking class, right? Instead of understanding my business is at this point. The data backs this up. And when I talk about data, I hate when fucking people do this. When I talk about fucking data, I don't mean your average haircut price or your average ticket price is 45 and you charge 40. So if you go to 43, you can still keep your fucking clients, because that makes absolutely no fucking sense. And good luck trying to continually scale up with that, right? Because again, too, that says nothing about your ability to get new clients at higher price points, because it only takes one. Now, going from 40 to 43, are you really going to lose that many clients? Absolutely, right? But let's take a hypothetical of like 40 to 70. Like I've heard some barbers, and this is the most dumbass shit I've ever heard, who went from like 40 to 100 because they heard some content I posted. I'm like, oh, I gotta charge higher prices just to make more. They just fucking did it, and their business sucks. I'm like, well, I'm working less. I'm like, you're making less too. What are you fucking doing? And this is like how barbers fucking think. Yes, okay, you could charge more, but guess what? Your income looks like dog shit. And again, too, if your income isn't improving, and when I mean improving, you should be going up. When you do a price increase, you should have at least in the next 2.5, 3 months, $3K in additional income coming in. If you're not doing that, then you do not know how to scale the business, and you probably prematurely raise prices. That's just a fact. Because if you did know how to raise prices and did know how to get new clients at that price point, you could fill it back up very, very quickly. Being booked out at a lower price point just means that you passed that price point, that you mastered that price point. But it does not mean you build anything to take into the next price point. In fact, you almost wasted time by being overly booked out because you didn't work on building the next thing and building the business up to handle scale at the next price level, to understand you can still get clients at the next price level. And now you're kind of taking a guess. You're taking a shot in the dark. You're what's it called? Trying to pick a needle in the haystack. Again, you're playing Russian roulette on this damn thing, right? So hopefully that went ahead and brought you some value. For all my podcast people, I am going to start uploading these to YouTube. So I want you to go ahead and, like, if you enjoyed this, this episode, make sure you go ahead and leave a review real quick. Make sure you also send this episode to a friend if you felt this was valuable and actually gave you some value, because that at least shows lets me know, okay, cool. What the more the episode that people are listening to the most is actually an episode that really hit home, and I should make more content like that. So again, three things. Again, we'll just recap 3 things that you must know in terms of price raising or raising prices of your haircuts that actually I learned. 1, location does and does not matter. It's really dependent on the way you run your business, and you are in charge of, or you should take full responsibility of the results inside of your business. 2, being booked out really doesn't fucking matter either. Really, the only thing that matters is, can you get new clients at a higher price point? And 3, other barbers' pricing does not matter. Other barbers' age does not matter. It does not mean that you can, because what other barbers are charging, or you can't charge more than them, or that because the barber's been charged longer, been in the game longer than you can't charge more than them, or because other barbers in your city can't run their business at a higher price point, you can't do it either. It's not possible. All this stuff's bullcrap. And I think when you start breaking this down, it starts making a lot more sense of why a lot of barbers are stuck in the same position overall. So again, if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you go ahead and screenshot it. Make sure you tag me on Instagram too and post this on your story so I can go ahead and give you a shout out as well too. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next episode.